Hey, what's up guys? My name is Cartoons and welcome to another video. In this one I want to talk about a couple changes that have been happening to Shadow Priest and how the Void form, Void Eruption change has been developing and, kind of how it, like what it means for the Shadow Priest class, right? Because it is a pretty big change. And for those who don't know, Shadow Priest's main resource, which is mana, is now like a secondary resource, and the main resource is something called Insanity, which is it builds from 0 to 100 based on your spells that you cast and the dots that you have up. You're able to generate Insanity, and whenever you hit 70 Insanity with the Legacy of the Void talent, you're able to switch into something called Void form. And Void form is your main damage stance, right? So it's like Shadow Dance for rogues, it's like popping Icy Veins for mage, it's like popping Recklessness for warriors. It's just overall a damage ability, right? And it's like, you have a cool, or not really a cooldown, but like you have a short amount of time to be able to use Void form. And Void form, for what it actually does, it increases your damage by 20%, reduces the cooldown of Mind Blast by 3 seconds, and also generates 1% haste for every 1 second that you're in Void form, but your Insanity will start draining faster and faster the longer you're in Void form. So it's all a balance of this 0 to 100 Insanity bar and like being able to generate Insanity faster than you're able to burn Insanity, right? So with that being said, what happened, or like how the class worked in the last few patches, is that Void form was just an ability, like straight up. You could just switch into the stance when you had 70 or 100 Insanity. And now it is a passive, okay? So now if Void form is just a passive, it's just there. This is more of just a tooltip to explain like what happens when you use your new ability called Void Eruption. Now Void Eruption, okay, is this ability, and there's a PvP talent that makes it instant cast, but actually, in PvE, Void Eruption is a 2-second base cast, 1.84 with haste, obviously, and it does 65,000, roughly 65,000 shadow damage to all targets afflicted by your either Shadow Word Pain or Vampiric Touch, right? And this also switches you into Void form, as opposed to just hitting the Void form button. This is the button that you would hit to go into Void form now and to do your damage and start that Insanity draining phase, whatever. However, there is an ability for PvP, or there's a talent called Void Origins, which used to be that you would get like 5% haste whenever you switch into Void form, but they changed that, and now it's called, now it's just Void Eruption as an instant cast, and it goes back to the previous playstyle that was, switching into Void form. And kind of like, just starting that, but obviously it would be instant cast before. Now Void Eruption has a cast, and this PvP talent called Void Origins removes that cast, making it an instant cast once again. Sorry if I'm being a little bit confusing, but I'm just trying to explain like how this is kind of developed on the beta, right? So Void Eruptions is like, basically it just does a certain amount of damage when you have your dots up. So, if anything, you probably got buffed if you choose to take this talent. Like, Shadow Priest probably got buffed with this change, because now you do 65,000 damage whenever you enter Void form to all the targets afflicted by your dots, right? And there really isn't any, change except for you give up your previous Void Origins talent. So overall, you did get buffed as a Shadow Priest. I think Shadow Priests are a really fun class to play. I think they're really interesting, and just the playstyle overall is just like a nice hybrid between burst damage and also keeping your dots up. It's like an Affliction Lock and a Fire Mage in one. That also has heals. It's pretty cool. I have a lot of fun with it, and I've also recorded a few arenas for you guys to see just like how this change works in arenas. I was playing some threes with Smexen earlier, and we were doing pretty well, so no complaints. It does look like Shadow Priest is able to do a really crazy amount of damage if they're able to, like a good Shadow Priest is really rewarded for their play and doing a lot of damage. And I'm not like the best Shadow Priest by any means, but I have been playing this on Legion for quite a while, so I understand how the class works, and I feel that I was able to bring a solid representation of what it's going to look like in Legion live, like the live servers, if this does make it how it is now. So yeah, guys, I hope you did enjoy, and I'm gonna go ahead and jump into these arenas for you, and you guys can see for firsthand for yourself if this is a cool change. And that does sum up the arenas for today, guys. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you like this and you like Shadow Priest and you like the changes, just give the video a big thumbs up. And you can also leave a comment down below of what you think of the changes and if you will be playing Shadow Priest in Legion. You know, this is something that I do want to continue. I want to continue making Shadow Priest videos for you guys. So if you guys have a continued interest in Shadow Priest, then I'll continue doing that. But yeah, guys, I hope you did enjoy, and you can also subscribe to my channel for future Legion content. I put out 6 videos this week. That's how many I'm putting out. So yeah, I will see you all in the next one. Cartoons out.